Hi everyone, this is Stephanie coming to you a little bit frustrated because my original video would not upload. So this is my second attempt. This is my leveraging diversity course that I am working on building. So I wanted to just tell you that first and foremost, it still says development because it's still a development shell. That obviously would not be the case. So when my students come into my class, I always begin with an announcement. Just telling them, why they're learning this, why we think this is important. And in this particular class, I also wanted to mention what I expect from them behavior-wise, because it is kind of a tricky topic. So I do tell them that they want to navigate to start here, go to the content area, and then kind of how to get working. I also, over in the calendar, always build in the deadlines. So the deadlines for upcoming assignments are always preloaded so that they would know them. And then obviously, as you know, it generates the reminder email for the students. I don't do that on a week-by-week basis. I do that before class even begins. So if you follow the instructions in the announcements, and I have to say that doing this exercise actually made me see that it's important to actually do this video. I've never done one before, so I definitely intend to. But if you go to content and then start here, it gives instructions on how to actually go through a module, starting from top to bottom, organizing by week, what's in there, etc. And then this particular course, or this particular section, has some sub-modules. So the course information and syllabus gives them, it directly links to their syllabus. This is a document that links the learning objectives to the assignments that they will do, which I think is really helpful. I also have the materials that they will need to purchase, the grading policy, the course overview, and then the schedule for the course. And this is a much longer document with all of the items. And you've seen this before in previous discussions that we've done. One thing that I wanted to note that I have done is there is like a meet me section. And Dr. Jones gave me some good feedback on how to write these. And I think I may also add a little video, just a little bit more of like an interpersonal video to this course. I'm thinking about it. So once they work through those materials, they then go into, their course expectations. This is things like basically how to be an online learner, technology use, netiquette, writing a discussion post, etc. And then they move into, my availability, the student cafe discussion forum, which is really just general questions, and then support resources. So we were looking at where all our support resources are located. This is where you can find all the support services, statements, policies, accessibility, etc. It just links them right over. And then I go in and make sure that these are all updated for specific, like, for example, some of these will come out because they're from an old class that I ran that just got copied over. Once they look through these items, they can then move into week 1 of the course. In course resources, it does go through all APA citations. So we find that we often have to put this a million billion times because our students don't follow APA standards, even though they do it in every class. So I tend to leave that in all of my classes. And then they go to week 1. So in week 1, it has the learning objectives right at the top. It then goes into an overview on specifically what we'll be talking about, as well as additional resources. If they go back to week 1, they can then see the items due. This is a new thing that I've been adding in my courses, just to give them an easy way to look at the course schedule. And also because I found that many students like to be able to come in and check this manual checkbox that they completed it. So I do that for that reason, and it links them to their first discussion. This global collaboration simulation will actually become a link to a course pack that I've created through the Harvard Business Review, but I wanted to make sure I had a placeholder so I didn't forget to put it in there. It's the same as they go through every week. It just kind of builds upon itself. I do that so that there is consistency. It should, really link them to any external resources. Some of the explanations are still missing, so it will, they actually have to move like Power Project Discussion 1. It would open them up into a PDF document and explain exactly what you have to do in that discussion. So there is some clicking that needs to happen, and that becomes, I think, pretty intuitive as they click around. I always build my drop boxes ahead of time. Right now, I only have one because that's all the farther I got in the course. I also have all their discussions already set up, so explaining exactly what they need to do for their discussions. And then, there's a separate discussion that they're going to be doing for this particular class. The final thing that I just wanted to show you as my colleagues is that I do preload the grade items into the grade book. Now, this does still have some old items that aren't actually being used in this course, but I like to have everything in there, and I like to grade quickly so that I'm able, not without detail, but so that they always know where they stand in the course. So I hope that gives you a good view of kind of what I'm doing. If there's anything you can see that I need to add or that you've found has been very helpful for you, I would love to hear about it. And I look forward to your feedback. Thank you all.